I feel like we have to start it off with a tequila almond milk shot.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Just get it.
Yes. Look at you producing. When he produces. I'm almond milk girl. You're going to take a shot with me, right? Okay, good. Are you going to come on camera? Because you haven't tried it, right?
No, I haven't.
You haven't? Okay. This is great because my new roommates do not like it. They do not like the tequila almond milk combo, but I put so many people on.
Shit, add a little bit of cinnamon in there.
Honestly, horchata vibes.
Right.
That would probably be really good, to be honest with you. I might have to try that. Or like chai.
Yeah.
Yo. Okay, I'm going to try that next. Okay. Most important thing. This is the best chaser you will ever drink in your entire life. I know it looks disgusting, okay? You're thinking, Megan, what the fuck? Tequila and almond milk? Are you crazy? Yeah, I am, but that's not the point. That's not the point here. Listen, okay, shake your vanilla almond milk like you're a barista, okay? And then we're gonna see. I'm gonna pull this off. So, oh my god. Okay. All right. I drink out of the bottle because I can. I bought them. Are you cool with that, Phil?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. I don't have herpes, I swear.
Not yet.
Even though I was in Chico, I swear I don't have herpes. I'm just going to be shitting on Chico this whole time.
I kept seeing these billboards in LA that says drug-resistant gonorrhea. There was like four times I saw different billboards in LA saying that. I'm like, oh shit, there's something new out here.
That's kind of scary. I've had chlamydia twice when I was 18, and I'm not afraid to say that. Whatever.
That's not that bad of one.
It's whatever. I was also getting cheated on with like underage girls, so it's not my fault. You know, I wasn't like hoeing around, you know. No, this man was crazy and was fucking 15-year-olds when he was 21 and I was 18, and it was fucked up. It's fucked up. Okay, he'll get his karma though. It's fine. Everyone from my hometown knows who he is too, and they always say the same thing. They're like, this man is gonna end up in jail, or he's gonna be dead in the next 5 years. And I'm like, you can't do much about it. You know what I mean? A sociopath is gonna be a sociopath. A Todd is gonna be a Todd. If you watch the first episode, you know. Okay, no more fucking around. We're taking this tequila almond milk shot. Cheers, Buccaneers. No tears. That's some good shit right there. Okay, now, Phil, you're going to come over here and you're going to try this on camera.
Bet.
And this is my producer. I don't have a guest today. Also, welcome back to your friend's podcast. I'm your host, Megan. This is Pablo. And my producer, Phil, is about to take a tequila almond milk shot for the first time. And I'm really excited. Are you excited?
We're gonna try this out.
I'm so pumped for this. Okay, so I like to do the almond milk first.
Okay.
So it's like little almond milk, tequila, almond milk type beat.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, but you can do however you want. But I think that's the best way. And you have to rate it 1 out of 10.
I didn't even taste the tequila.
Let's fucking go. Fuck my roommates.
That's a 10. That's better than lime and salt for sure.
Let's go.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, that's fact.
Look, I really need to trademark this and have it go viral. I need to post this on TikTok because my worst nightmare right now would be me scrolling through my For You page, right? And let's say I come across this video and there's this girl and she has vanilla almond milk and tequila. And she's like, this is the best chaser ever. I'm almond milk girl. You heard it here first. And then she does it. And she's like, no face. This is fire. Y'all have to try it. If I saw that go viral, I'd freak out inside because almond milk girl is not only my persona, it is my lifestyle. This is worth a shot. It's not just about going viral. It's about this is a great chaser. Like, honestly, Phil, like, you didn't taste it at all, right?
I didn't taste the tequila. I really didn't.
That's what I'm saying, dog. And I know people are like, I don't need a chaser. Like, it's fine. And I get that. But if you can have a shortcut around it, why wouldn't you? I brought almond milk to Coachella. Now let's talk about my Coachella experience because it was fucking crazy. I went for weekend 1, and I'm sure, like, even if you haven't gone to Coachella, if you're on Twitter, if you're on TikTok, if you're a Frank Ocean fan, you know that performance was kind of lacking. A lot of Frank Ocean fans were upset, but some people, like Justin Bieber, really loved it. I find it really funny that Justin Bieber's wife, Hailey Bieber, was just getting bullied, fucking demolished on the internet for a month straight. And this man does not, like, come out with a statement like, I love my wife. Once did this man defend his wife, but when people were, like, coming for Frank Ocean's performance, Justin Bieber just had to post about it. And, like, nah, fuck my wife, but I love Frank Ocean. Like, yo, that's crazy. I don't know, if I were Hailey Bieber and the internet was demolishing me, like saying that my husband is still in love with Selena Gomez and, like, hates me, and my husband was not, like, out here defending my name, divorce. Instant divorce. Like, I don't know. That's just, obviously there's probably a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. But from what I can tell, that's my personal opinion. Back to Frank Ocean. So I drove a total of about 20 hours to Coachella. I'm thankful I even got to go. The only reason I got to go was because my brother convinced his friend to give me their wristband for the last day of weekend 1, which was Sunday, which was the day Frank Ocean was performing. So all day it was like, oh, everything's for Frank Ocean. Like, I don't care if I see anyone else. That was a mistake in my opinion because my brother told me this, and this was his 8th Coachella. So he's been around this shit, right? He always tells me sometimes the headliners disappoint the most. And the times I've had the greatest times are the small artists. At this point, I think I would believe that. I mean, I saw Porter, the DJ. That set was the best set I saw all day. It was great. Dominic Fike, that's my husband. I love Dominic Fike. The thing with Frank Ocean, we got there like 2 hours before his performance. He was supposed to go on at 10 p.m., right? And I guess on the last day of Coachella, they do have a curfew at midnight. And if you go past that for each minute, I believe each minute is $1,000 that Coachella has to pay. A bunch of other crazy stuff happened this day. I had a Coachella boyfriend for 2 hours. It was great. It happened when I was walking around in camp by myself. And then I run into this guy. I'm like, hi. And he's like, you want some gum? You know, like a conversation starter. And I was like, no, I'm good. How are you doing? And then he's like, man, I'm not doing too well. Like, I just lost $600 worth of drugs. And I was like, fuck, dude, that sucks. I'm sorry. He was hot and tan and cute. So I was like, I'll help you find your drugs, sir. So I help him find his drugs. We're like walking around Coachella trying to find them, which doesn't make any sense because they would be gone for sure. And then like an hour later, he finds them in his pants. They were in his pants the whole time. And he had like Molly, like fucking mushroom gummies. I almost took a quarter Molly. But then my brother was like, maybe you shouldn't. And I was like, maybe you're right. And he was right. You have no idea how glad I am I did not take Molly. Because the last time I took Molly, it was fucked up. And I was depressed for like 2 weeks. And that shit was not worth it. I think having a Coachella boyfriend is really nice. Because you can just make out with them. And then it's like, oh, I'll never see you again. Peace out, playa. And it's just like a fun little like 2 hour, really. You get to like play house. You get to play festival, love, island. So that was pretty fun. Yeah, my Coachella boyfriend, we broke up and we went our separate ways. And me and my best friend Allie, and then my brother Ryan, we went over to Frank Ocean's stage, which was like the main Coachella stage. So it was fucking packed. We got there 2 hours early, right? The people in the front had been there since 3 p.m. Can you, like, these people probably had to piss their pants so
Holy
bad.
shit.
Like, you can see my Frank Ocean tattoo right now. Like, I love this man. This man's music fucking saved me when I was, like, in high school and middle school. I mean, through, like, the worst breakups ever. I have cried to probably every Frank Ocean song in my car alone at night in parking lots, wherever, you know. So this meant the absolute world to me. We waited for like 2 hours. At this point, I was extremely tired. I mean, like, we had walked 13 miles that day, which was insane. But I was willing to do whatever. I'm like, I don't care. It's Frank Ocean. Like, fuck it. 2 hours go by, and we're like, oh my gosh, it's 10 o'clock. Like, he's going to be out here any minute. Psych. He was like an hour and a half late. You could tell people were kind of like getting down about it. And then he finally comes out. And I guess he had this whole ice skating rink thing planned. He hired, I think, like 100 different like hockey players, ice skaters, and they were gonna like skate around. It was gonna be this really cool like production type thing, because that's what a headlining Coachella set should be. It should be over the top. You know, at the very least, like, all these other smaller artists had like lasers, smoke, all this shit. So you're expecting something. As a Frank Ocean fan, as someone at Coachella watching a headliner, you're expecting something. They had to melt the whole ice skating rink because Frank Ocean had hurt his ankle, and he basically the day of was like, I can't do this set anymore, change the whole thing, right? So they melted it down, changed the whole set, and that's why he was an hour late, and I guess he almost didn't perform. So his set was probably like an hour and 20 minutes because he was late, and you can't really go past midnight. But they did end up going past midnight by like 20 minutes or something, which was $20,000 out of the people of Coachella's pockets. Frank comes on. The whole time, I could not see his body. No one could. He was like behind stage, like he was backstage the whole time. I just wanted to see this man's presence. You know what I mean? If you're there, I drove 20 hours. This man's my idol. I want to see him, and I couldn't see him at all. And it's not because I wasn't close enough. Even the people close enough, you couldn't see him. He was just kind of staying backstage. It was a little weird. And he only ended up playing like 6 songs off of like Chanel Orange and Blonde. And all of the rest were just very weird remixes. Some of them, he just had the track playing. He wasn't like singing himself. It was just disappointing because you could tell all the Frank Ocean fans in the crowd really wanted to enjoy it. Because that's what I felt like. I was feeling guilty for not feeling like fulfilled. Because I was like, this is my favorite artist. And, like, I should be feeling extremely grateful and thankful for this moment. But I wasn't. I was like, why am I not crying? Why am I not crying to Frank Ocean right now? He's singing right in front of me, you know what I mean? But I think everyone in the crowd was just kind of on this page of, wow, like, I'm trying to enjoy this. But you could tell everyone was disappointed on the inside. And then he kind of abruptly left and was like, sorry, guys, they're telling me I have to leave. Bye. And just left. One good thing I will say, though, he gave this amazing speech about his brother passing and, like, talking about this is why he's at Coachella and that his brother would have, like, loved that he was here, right? And that speech was beautiful. It's a 2-minute speech. I have it on my phone. I'm not going to lie. I've been listening to it every day since I got back from Coachella, and it's great. But I just think the performance as a total was lacking, and I would have liked to see more of him, and I think the audience would have really liked that because that makes you feel connected to them. But at the same time, I think I was also feeling guilty because I'm like, damn, I hope he's not beating himself up about it and having anxiety. If you have a music artist you've been listening to for so long, it feels like you're connected to them in some sort of way. That's what I have to say about Frankchella, okay? Other than that, it was great. And as the whole crowd was walking out, everyone was singing, like, Lost, one of the songs that Frank didn't play. And people were, the crowd was just walking and just, like, sad. Everyone was sad. But I still love the man. I love my tattoos. He can never do wrong in my eyes. But that was strange. And I think it was appropriate of Coachella to replace him for Weekend 2. And if you want to see more behind-the-scenes footage, I did post a Coachella vlog on my second channel. And I will link that below. because it's pretty fun. And I show my Coachella boyfriend, and there's this one clip. I got this stranger to take a video of me taking a tequila shot, and it was amazing. It was so funny. It's just like this random middle-aged guy. I'm like, yo, can you record this for me? He was like, yeah, I got you. And it was great. It was a good time. I'm about to take a tequila shot, and maybe I'm dehydrated. Maybe I'm not. It's okay. Maybe I'm having a guy I just met record this. You're awesome. Shout out to you. Okay. All right. In the ice chest, we got tequila in a Gatorade bottle that a security guard gave me because I couldn't bring in a glass tequila bottle. I'm going to chase it with Gatorade that I got from a stranger. A very nice stranger. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, I want to talk about 420. Phil, did you do anything special on 420?
No, I didn't.
Okay. I did.
Let's hear about it.
Okay, so my old friend group, who all have now. God damn it. So one of the people in that group, they invited me to their 420 bonfire. And I was nervous because some of these people I haven't seen in a while. I went. I got my almond milk, I got my tequila, and I went to this 420 bonfire. And don't worry, I had gotten high all day. Anyways, I get there. I ended up drinking an entire tequila bottle, which, like, back in my bender days, I could handle that and it'd be fine, but I just have been not drinking as much since New Year's. But I got white girl wasted. I was fucked in the dome. I did something kind of funny. That day, I had put, like, sparkles under my eyes. 2, like, rhinestones under my eyes. I was feeling twirly. I was feeling sparkly. So I get there, and I have these under my eyes. And I met this couple there that I had never met before. And they were around my age. And they were like, tequila and almond milk. I was like, yeah, let me put you on. They both loved it. It was very funny and great. And then later in the night, as I'm, like, blickety-blackety. I go up to them and I start talking to them again. And the girl, so it was like girl and a guy, and the girl, I was talking to her a bunch, and she was like, I love like the sparkle into your eyes. Like, it's so cute. And my blickety-blackety ass was like, this is what I said to her. I said, thank you. I just feel like if you're ever depressed, like, all you need to do is put glitter under your eyes and you'll feel better and you won't be depressed anymore. And then everyone just starts laughing and I'm just, like, totally serious. And it's funny because previously, like, I had put these rhinestones under my eyes, not thinking about that at all. I was just like, oh, I'm just going to do it because it looks pretty. And then that's what came out of my mouth. So, very good moment for me. I love good humbling experience. It was good. Did I throw up on my favorite jeans? Yeah. But did I have glitter under my eyes? Yeah. So it was good. Okay, this is kind of interesting. I have a Lisp Dysmorphia. Please comment down below if you think I have a lisp, because in real life I have never thought, oh my God, I have a lisp right now. And then I'll be editing the podcast. And I'm like, oh, this isn't good. I have a lisp right now. Like, I think I have a lisp. But I also can't tell. And I don't know if it just happens when I'm podcasting because I'm nervous. Comment down below if you think I have a lisp. Because I have major Lisp Dysmorphia. And I'm not having a good time. So let me know, please. Thank you. Something I've noticed with therapy. I love my therapist. Monica, shout out to you. I love you. You're awesome. You saved me. For real. I've noticed whenever my therapist goes out of town for 2 weeks, maybe she goes on a vacation, maybe she's booked and busy. Every time she goes out of town, the worst, like, dramatic, fucked up shit happens to me. And then she comes back and I'll come in and then I'll tell her what happened. And she's just like, Megan, what the fuck? Because it's every time. And right now she's on vacation for 2 weeks. So I'm just waiting for, like, the fucked up thing to happen. So that's a realization I've come to. And it's funny because my therapist and I have talked about that before. And it's just great. At least I'm self-aware, though. Like, I know it's coming. So I'm like, I can prepare myself. Like, oh, my therapist is gone. I'm going to get into trouble. And it's not going to be good. But it's going to be okay when she gets back. Phil, I have a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
Do you have an irrational fear?
Not when I'm sober.
Not when you're sober. Okay, that's fair. You want to know what my rational fear has been lately that I'm like, I think about a lot, and it doesn't make sense. It's not rational at all. My rational fear is that both of my stalkers, Cameron and Todd, I'm scared they're going to accidentally meet each other one day. Like, bump into each other. Because they live in, like, they live in sister cities. I'm scared they're going to meet, and they're going to talk about me, and then they're going to form a plan to kill me.
Damn.
And I like, this is like a nightmare. This is like a recurring nightmare I have.
That's brutal.
I'm kind of scared for that.
Well, you move around so much, Megan, that nobody even knows where you're at.
So fucking true. You want to know what else I thought about? I should have dated people when I was homeless because they could have dropped me off anywhere.
Facts.
They could have just dropped me off, like, at the store, like, you know, like, bye. Easy for them. Hard for me. Okay, I was writing these notes when I was high, and some of them are really funny. One of my topics is dad toxic. Most of the relationships I've been in have been very toxic and very turbulent, very high. The highs are very high, the lows are very low. And something like that you can get addicted to like a drug. And that's happened to me a lot, so I'm trying to work on myself so that doesn't happen, because fucked up people attracts fucked up. And I'm fucked up right now. But I'm getting therapy, so like trying to get out of there. But if you're kind of raised in like a toxic, turbulent, abusive household, you almost look for that in a partner subconsciously. It's like the anger, the abuse, the toxicity, the whatever. It's so turbulent and scary. If you're used to that as a child, or your dad has the same characteristics, or your mom, there's almost this level of comfortability. And that's scary. I honestly think that's the scariest drug out there. For me, it's like I need to realize that you don't have to leave a house when it starts burning. You can leave before that, when you see the smoke, when you see a match, when you see a red flag. Anyways, every good thing happens to me off Bumble, right, Phil? Mm-hmm. All my good stories start with Bumble.
Absolutely.
If I learned anything from Todd, my stalker, maybe a serial killer, the crazy guy from my first episode, if I learned anything from Todd, it's that when a guy tells you he's going to take you to New York, maybe they don't mean it. Maybe they're love bombing you. So I was like, uh-oh, I think I've seen this film before, and I didn't like the ending. Look, I had a boyfriend who peed on me when he was drunk and threw up on me, and just, I don't know, and I thought I was asexual when I was with him, and I wasn't. And then I'm like, wow. And I feel like that might be a universal experience, so let me know, or I'm just wild. I'm definitely not asexual. I mean, you could tell by the shit I talk about on my podcast, which I feel bad because I want my family to like be proud of me and watch my podcast. But sometimes I do talk about sex and like hookups. Obviously, I don't want my brothers to listen to that. So I have to like be like, hey, you can watch this episode. Hey, you cannot watch this one. Okay, I talked about the time I did Molly, but I ended up cutting it like that long ago because I just got scared. I'm not scared anymore. A year and 2 months ago? Wow. That's crazy. Wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think it was a year and 2 months ago. So I had just gotten out of the psych ward. It almost felt like I was happier when I was living in my car, which is weird for me because, I don't know, I really loved the freedom aspect. I wasn't around people who were feeding into my anxiety or making me anxious. I was just alone, and the freedom aspect was great. The worst part, though, was the loneliness, for sure. But I was doing good. Like, I had a good mental state, which I was completely alone for, like, those 3-4 months. I felt like it was good for me. It was hard. Don't get me wrong. I feel like with any type of situation, a bad situation especially, you can find a balance in it. Like, oh, what did I learn? What was something positive from it? And that was something positive for me. But when I got out of living in my car and I started living in an apartment, I was just insanely depressed. More depressed than I had felt the little, like, here and there living in my car. I was just full-blown depressed. I would not leave my room. I was overeating and then not eating. I was just doing things to distract myself. I didn't have any friends in Sacramento yet. So I was doing my thing. I was on Bumble. Okay, well, first, I was in the psych ward for a week. I have an episode on that if you want to hear more about that. I think it's like my 3rd episode. It's in the title. But I get out of the psych ward and I go home. And I'm so excited to get in my bed. I'm like, yeah, I've been in hospital beds for the past 7 nights. This is awesome. I get home. There's cockroaches in my bed. In, like, the room I rent. In, like, with my roommates in the house and stuff. And I'm like, well, where the fuck am I going to go? So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going to go. So I hop on Bumble, like little old Megan always did. I'm actually with this guy named and he's like, yo, I'm at my friend Levi's right now. Like, come over. We're just, like, having a little kickback, a little party. And I'm like, fuck it. Yeah, I'm fresh out of the psych ward. I would love some social interaction. I would love to feel like a normal human being. So, and there's cockroaches in my bed, so what do I have to lose, right? So I go there, I get drunk, and I meet, like, Levi and all their friends. And I'm actually still friends with them to this day, which is really cool. They're cool. The thing is, though, I got drunk that night. And then the next night, I stayed there again, and I did Molly. And then the next night, I did Molly. And then the next night after that, I did Molly and got drunk and did shrooms and was high. And I just did it because I was very desperate for friends. I felt very alone. I wanted friends. There wasn't like a peer pressure thing going on, but it was more like, oh, I'm going to do this and they're going to think I'm cool, you know? So I did it, and the 3rd night when I was, like, on Molly and I was, like, really fucked up, I went, and this is the first time I've ever done this, I went through Levi's phone because I saw a text message pop up on his screen and it was unlocked with my name in it, and I was like, what the fuck does this say? What is this? And I shouldn't have done that. You should never do that. It's an invasion of privacy and it's not cool. And I could say, oh, I was fucked up, but it's not an excuse. I still did it. It's not an excuse. So, and then Levi finds out, and then he got extremely, extremely upset. And I just remember spending, like, that next week alone back in my room. Like, I was back at square one, you know, like, I didn't have friends again. That week of hardcore depression from that Molly was not fucking worth it at all. And so that's why I'm really glad I didn't do Molly at Coachella, because that shit was fucked. But then after that week, Levi and I rekindled our friendship, and we ended up going on a 14-day tequila bender together, which is insane and not healthy, not good. And I talked about this in my last episode about addiction. And I was kind of talking about my rock bottom. The morning I hit my rock bottom for me was waking up on that 14th day. I was in a bikini. I had been wearing a bikini top, a white bikini top, and jean shorts for 3 days. Like, that's disgusting. For 3 days I was wearing this, right? Because I was with people that, like, we would get up in the morning and start drinking. It was just not good. I'd woken up on that 14th day. I was still extremely drunk. I had, like, writing all over me because they had brought out Sharpies, and people were signing people, and I just had Sharpie signatures all over me, and I looked, like, awful. It looked awful. I have pictures and videos from this time, and I hate looking back on them because it's just like, oh, wow, that's disgusting. The feeling I felt when that happened, like I mentioned in my last episode, I called my brothers, and it was kind of a turning point for me, and I was like, yo, I need help. I don't want to end up like mom. Like, I kept telling them I don't want to end up like mom. I think rock bottoms are fucked up and they suck, but it's almost like you need that shit to happen so that you can go back up. Because once you hit rock bottom, you can only go up from there. Truly. I'm thankful for that experience, even though I still get really embarrassed when I think about how I called my brothers and was just like, I probably just sounded so manic and insane, and I was just like, I need help. Like, don't be afraid to hit rock bottom, because I haven't been that low since, which is really good. And yeah, you know what I didn't tell you?
I enjoy listening.
Okay, good. I'm glad. You know what I didn't tell you, though?
What?
On my birthday in October, you know how I haven't seen Todd since, like, all that shit went down? On my birthday, I went to the store to get tequila and almond milk.
Okay.
Like, before my friends threw a party for me. And I saw him at Safeway. Todd.
The one right here, down the street?
Yes, the one down the fucking street. And I started, like, tweaking. I was like running around the grocery store going like this, like, 'cause I'm like, I don't know if this bitch sees me. He could follow me to my car. Like,
right.
you don't know, you know? So, I don't think I ever told you that. So that was like a great birthday present. Damn. On my birthday, too. Isn't that weird? It was fun. It was like a little game of hide and seek. Just like a serial killer version. Oh, also, my next guest, his name's Kellen. He knows Todd. He grew up with Todd. So he's going to come on the podcast and talk his shit, and it's going to be great. So we're going to hear, like, some perspective on that. Also, Kellen got, like, a sextortion type thing. So, like, a girl, like, basically blackmailed him for his pictures and is now, like, broke right now. So he's going to come talk about that, too.
I don't know how that happens. That sounds like...
Honestly,
we're going to find out, I guess.
I guess so, huh?
On next week's episode.
On next week's episode. Dun, dun, dun. I wanted Levi to come on tonight, but I think he's doing some shit, because he was actually the first person to call me Almond Milk Girl. So, shout out Levi, because I am now branding myself off this.
Are you going to change your Instagram name?
I've been thinking about it.
I think you should.
You think I should? Should I just make it my whole persona and, like, start a TikTok about it? Even celebrities have to play this TikTok social media game now.
Every single post, even if it's back in the back corner, like hidden on the floor, you're like...
I still can't believe they commented on my Instagram post and called me their number one fan. That shit was insane.
Was that from your birthday? Was that the post you made on your birthday? Yeah.
I really hope I get a sponsor from them one day. Like, I think my biggest sponsors that I want are Almond Milk, Almond Breeze, of fucking course. And then I don't think I'll ever get a tequila one, because it's tequila, but
who knows?
Who knows? Shoot for the stars. And also, like, some, like, weed related stuff, because I'm a little stoner. I'm chronically addicted to weed. Like, it's bad. Dude, I went to a weed show for the first time in Chico, and, like, you have to, like, show them a password to get in. It was cool. I ended up buying, like, an ounce of wax and some stuff.
Ounce of wax?
Yeah. An ounce of wax for, like, $70, which is insanely good.
Damn.
It was, like, really nice crumble, too.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's a steal.
It was such a steal. And there's a cute little dog running around, and I can always get along with stoners. You know what I mean? Because, like, that's me.
Stoners are super passive.
I am weed.
I am weed.
Okay, let's see what else is on my list. Oh, this is great. My best friend Allie texted me today. And she said, Megan, I just figured it out. I said, Allie, what do you mean? What do you mean, girl? What you talking about? What you talking about, home dog? And she texts me and she says, all of the guys you like have Muppet Core. And I was like, what do you mean? And then she proceeds to text me 4 pictures of the Muppets, like Bert and Ernie, wearing, like, sweater vests and shit, like wacky clothes. And I'm like, oh my God, most of the guys I like do dress like that. They have Muppet Core. I'm like, okay, that's great. So that was humbling for me.
Damn.
It was fun. Okay. We got that. Oh, also, so, like, 3 nights ago, Levi called me, and then he was like, drive to Chico right now. It was 1 a.m., by the way. Drive to Chico right now. Like, I'll pay you. Come bring us alcohol. And come party. I was like, bet. Like, say less. Say less, right? So I drove there at 1 in the morning, like 1:30ish, and then got there at like 3:30. And then I posted about it on my Instagram story. And my friend Kellen, he was like, because he knew I was in SAC at 1 a.m., like, because we were FaceTiming. And he comments, he's like, Megan, why the fuck did you drive to Chico at 2 a.m.? And I literally said, because I'm manic. Like, I don't know why, but I really get into these moods where I'll be alone in my room and I'm like, I need to go do something. I need to go do something crazy. I need to go party. I need to go be self-destructive. I can't sit here right now, which isn't good. And I'm working on it, but I just had to be honest. I'm like, yeah, I'm manic. I'll drive to Chico at 2 a.m. if someone asks me to. My dad's calling me right now. I'm not going to answer it. You know, my dad said that he hated my podcast.
I believe it.
Yeah. He called me a slut pig. And
I'm sure it would be tough. It would be a tough listen. It'd be a tough listen.
You know.
For your dad, you know.
No, okay. Okay, you have a point. But the man is verbally abusive. So we shouldn't have said that, but I understand that. I understand that, honestly. Because who wants to hear, like, I'm not even going to say anything. You know my favorite thing to do? So my brother, I really look up to my older brothers, like, insane. And I went with one of them to Coachella with, like, his group of friends. And my brother, okay, so the brother I went to Coachella with, his name's Ryan. He's 33. He was president of his fraternity at Cal Poly. He was valedictorian at his high school. He is just, like, the golden child of the whole family, like, throughout, like, my cousins, my siblings. Like, he's just the golden child. Be as successful as he is, you know. Now he's a mechanical engineer. He's really successful. He's a great person. Love him so much. And I've always really looked up to him. And when he took me to Coachella, so I do this thing where I tend to idolize people in my head, whether it's celebrities, whether it's TikTokers, whether it's my older brother who has done everything right? I'll put these people on a pedestal, and I'll be like, oh, they don't deal with anything. Like, they're perfect. I need to be like them. Why am I not like them? And my brother and I were able to have these conversations. One of the things he told me was, like, I struggle with being alone. And he told me that. I'm like, what? I'm like, huh? You? Like, I would never picture him saying something like that to me. I would never picture him having something like that I can relate to, you know? And hearing him say these things and being comfortable and vulnerable and just telling me these real things, it was like I felt more connected to him, and that was just really cool to see. A parallel theme to that would be Frank Ocean. I idolize Frank Ocean so fucking much. And I think that's the biggest thing I learned was that Frank Ocean, the chaos in his life was showing through his performance. You could tell he was having anxiety. You could tell he was dealing with shit. And I think that's just a recurring lesson for me in this lifetime. It's like these people that I idolize, they are just as human as me. They are going through just as much shit as me. We're pretty much going to be wrapping it up. Last thing I want to talk about is I did post a poll on my Instagram story, and I'll pop it up on the screen. It was like, what topics do you want me to talk about? And it was like the lore of Almond Milk Girl, the Auburn, California train track conspiracy theories, how I have beef with the Nelk boys, and then, how dating a sociopath fucked me up for life. So all those topics, they're probably going to have, like, their own episodes. This is probably more of, like, the lore of almond milk type thing. But I will be going into those topics, like, in the next episodes coming out. So just wanted to say that because I did get, like, 86 votes in total. So that was pretty cool. And that really made my day. I was like, no way! I got 86 votes in my story. Like, that was cool because it's like, I don't know, even if people just, like, clicked on something, they at least took the time to, like, read the topics and were like, whoa, this one sounds crazy, you know? So, yeah, like, that'll be coming up. Last thing I want to say is, so not a lot of people know this. A lot of people know me as Almond Milk Girl. And they're like, oh, it just tastes really good. But also the thing is, I have a chronic acid reflux, or GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease. And this shit really helps me not have acid reflux when I drink. So, because almond milk actually lines your stomach lining, which is great. So if you're out there and you struggle with acid reflux and you can't really drink, I would probably recommend this. And even if you don't have acid reflux, this shit slaps. And I'm going to take a shot to send us out. Okay? I'm going to take a shot and then I'm going to say goodbyes. All right. This is cheers to you. If you stayed and watched this, I appreciate you, and I'd love some feedback on if you fuck with the solo podcast. I liked it. I was less nervous, which is weird for me, but cheers. I literally don't taste it at all. It's so good. Try it here first. Almond Milk Girl approved. Anyways, all right. Thank you for vibing with me. Thank you for vibing, conniving, and thriving. We out here. And yeah, don't get ghosted by famous TikTokers, and watch out for love bombing. And try almond milk at your local alcohol store. Okay. Say goodbye, Pablo. Okay. Okay, you heard it here first. Shout out Pod Dog Studios. Shout out Phil. Phil is freaking awesome. All of his Instagram will be linked below if you're ever interested in filming a podcast. If you live near Folsom, like Sacramento, Rose, like wherever around there, like hit up Phil. You can fucking rent this studio, and I think everyone should start a podcast. Let's fucking go! All right, y'all have a good ass day. And yeah, shouts out. All right, peace out. Oh, and subscribe and like if you want. Yeah, okay, bye.